Welcome. Thank you all so much for being here at First Thursday. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear it okay? Can you hear it? Okay. And the only people I just introduced Aaron and Mike. Okay. Hello, hello. Welcome. Okay, here we go. Thank you all so much for being here for First Thursday. It's the last one of the year, and we're excited to have Graham Brannon with the Met here. It's going to be a great one. So again, thank you. You're here at First Thursdays. If this is your first time coming to First Thursdays, please raise your hand. Okay, if you've been here, please introduce yourselves to these folks today. Typically, we take a little time to do that. We've gone over a little bit just to make time for lunch, but make a point to say hello today. We'd love to have you join us again. And again, this is our monthly event called First Thursday. We meet every first Thursday, and typically it's all been around the lunch hour, but next year we're going to try some evening ones, and so we'll get that out to you at the beginning of the year. But we're really excited about, we traditionally in December have done one on green gift giving. It's on people's mind. You want to give something of value, but you also want to be mindful of how it impacts the earth and those kinds of things and things that are meaningful. So we're always delighted to have, I think Graham's come a couple times and shared the list. They've been doing their green gift giving list for 20 years, and it got started with Michael Patton. Where's Michael Patton? Give a wave. Michael Patton was the executive director of the Met at that time, and actually he'll be our speaker in January to have you kick off your year right. But before we get started, I do want to take a few minutes to thank our sponsors. One Oak also for sponsoring today's lunch. And I see, is anybody here from One Oak today? Oh, there we go. Okay, thank you very much. Make a point to thank them. Let's give them a round of applause. It's very, very generous of them to do that, and want to help us celebrate and to thank our members for coming each time. So thank you so much for sponsoring today's lunch, and it was delicious, wasn't it? It was a lotte. Woo, okay. And I also want to thank our sponsors. PSO is our lead sponsor with First Thursday. We also want to thank Adamantine Energy, American Waste Control, Cavanta, Grog Screen Barn, the Met, One Oak, Save Our Streams, Spirit Air Systems, TCC Center for Creativity, PSO Wind Choice. Thank you so much, because of you, we're able to continue to offer this program. Let's give them a big round of applause. I also want to thank my team, my board members that are here today with us. Aaron Larder, give a wave there, and Mike Lemus. We thank you for your leadership, and also my team, Sarah Hicks, give a wave. She's our scorecard coordinator, and also we have Bridget there. She's our scorecard in the schools coordinator, and we have actually a member of our scorecard team, Nate. Give a wave. He is the intern from Booker T. Take a stand there. This is our future leader in sustainability right here. So we have a scorecard program which helps businesses with their triple bottom line, but we've just started to get into the schools and kind of sharing with our students and our teachers how to look at that triple bottom line. And so we're thrilled to have one of our leaders here today with scorecard in the schools. I also want to thank, where is Megan? She's running around there. Megan Hurdley, who helped to make today's event happen, and Jill Mott, who keeps us organized. I have an awesome team. Let's give them all a round of applause. So again, today we can compost as we can for every first Thursday because of full zone composting. And Natalie is going to come up just for a second because I know there were some questions what you can compost. And my hat's off to Elote for the fact that they provide so many items that you can compost. So Natalie, with full zone composting, if you want to compost it at home or with your business, she's here to serve. What can we compost today?
So you can compost your napkins. You can compost the little band that went around to hold your napkin and your fork. Your fork is not compostable. So if you look on the back of it, it'll say non-compostable. But if you don't look on the back of it, I'm telling you now it's not compostable. Your plate can go in, your plate is compostable. Your plate is compostable even if it's got food on it. I get that question, like, can I compost this even though it has food on it? Yes, I want it even more if it's got food on it. And anything that you don't eat, but I know that's not going to be a problem because I've had one bite of my lunch and it's been phenomenal. So.
And why should we compost?
Oh, we don't have enough time for that.
Give us a little inspiration, a little inspiration.
So, yeah. Where to start? Yeah, we don't want to put food in the trash. You know, a lot went in it to produce that food and get it to you. And it's great to keep those resources in the food cycle and the growing cycle. And that's what we're trying to do.
All right. Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
So we'll be posting out, thank you so much, Natalie. We'll be posting out what our topics will be for next year. And if you're interested in having a booth at one of our events, we try to theme them, or there are sponsors of First Thursday to be part of that. So reach out to Megan. I think there's also a form you can sign up online. So we're always looking for new ideas to be able to share your ideas with our members and participants here. And so we're looking forward, again, next year we're going to kick off with Michael Patton about how to start your year off right, about and living a more sustainable life. But without further ado, I do want to introduce Graham Brannon. I have known Graham, this ages us, for over 2 decades now. And we worked in the water quality division with the city of Tulsa together. And he was just such a great guy to get to visit with and learn from when it came to water quality issues. And now he's sharing his wisdom and skills with in the solid waste arena. It's my pleasure to introduce Graham. He holds a bachelor's degree in geology and petroleum engineer from the University of Tulsa. He spent 15 years in the oil industry before entering the environmental compliance consulting business, and then worked for 20 years for the city of Tulsa in the environmental protection arena. His environmental passion began at the first day in 1970 for First Earth Day, and he walked 2 miles to school. Uphill, both ways. He then led the Crow Creek cleanup, which I didn't realize this until I was reading this today, at Zink Park in 1972 at age 12. And as you know, he is still promoting that. He is now, Graham accepted, he became a Blue Thumb monitor in 1998, and he still supports the conservation efforts in this watershed. Graham accepted the executive director position at the Metropolitan Environmental Trust, the MET, in 2015, and he actively supports the Tulsa community and a variety of organizations and efforts, including cheerleading role for Sustainable Tulsa. And I have to say, he helped developed the first scorecard tool. He was dedicated, and we saw you about every other week for about a year going over that. And so anyway, with great honor, I want to welcome Graham Brannon. Okay, do you know how to get it going?
I am.
Okay.
Good. All right. Thanks for that great introduction. Can everybody hear me? Nobody ever says they can't hear me. So anyway, I'm really happy to be here, and I want to first give my personal thank you, no other need for applause but me, for the free food from One Oak, because that's why so many people are here. So thank you, One Oak. Woo! Really makes me look good. And also a little more credit goes to that slide. Isn't that a fantastic looking slide? I did not do that slide, obviously. Anybody that knows me knows that I didn't do that slide. But somebody that works at Incog that works with us, Brad's his name, he helped. And then my team helped with this list also. And we have an intern usually from TU. We also have ORU interns from time to time. But our intern is always the person that helps start this list, because they're young, they have new ideas, and we've been doing this for over 20 years. So coming up with new stuff is really pretty difficult. So they get some credit, and then my educator over there, Allie, gets some credit, and the rest of my staff that's in the office too. So I can't take all the credit, but I'm happy to be able to give the list. So to start off, I want to make sure that you all think about Christmas. Maybe it's not Christmas, maybe it's solstice, whatever it may be. This is a gift-giving time of year. Get over it. You're going to have to do it. So try to do it and with as little stress as possible. Some people are like my wife, who's like, it's a great, wonderful time of the year and all that stuff. And so she's singing the songs and playing it on, on the radio and all this stuff. And she is great at giving gifts, okay? So it always makes me look really bad. So the old adage, it's the thought that counts. That's kind of true, kind of not true. More thought is, I'm kind of an analytical person. So as you think more, your odds are greater that you will get a decent gift. But it does not make any guarantees. I guarantee that because I've thought about it really hard and come up with some pretty big duds. But this list is a great list for the right person, okay? So we have the Green Graham rating system here. And so how green is it? And this is totally done by me. I'm the authority, I guess. So this one right here, number 10, is Endangered Species Sponsorship. It's a great gift. It's a really deep green gift, really high in the green category, because there's not much footprint at all to generating the gift, and it goes to a great cause. So we highlight 3. There's not a limit of 3, but the ones that we like to keep things local if we can. So the Tulsa Zoo is a great place. Adopt an animal, and that's a fun thing to do. Obviously, they do so much for conservation. That's really what they're about, and they do a great job of that. And then the Nature Conservancy of Oklahoma. They are doing some conservation efforts, including that Ozark big-eared bat. So I thought that was the coolest picture I could find, and they do a great job in conserving some of their habitat areas, which are really, really critical because they're endangered. And then the World Wildlife Fund. So who wouldn't like a panda? So whatever fits, that's a really good green gift to give, and it's pretty simple to do. And I think for the right person, it'll be a great gift. So number 9 is this is called a growing candle. And this was obviously not done by me, but it got great ratings from certain people in my staff. And I was, I get 1 vote. But anyway, this is cool because a lot of people love candles, but it depends on what they're made out of and that kind of stuff. So soy wax and cotton wicks, and then the label you see there has wildflower seeds embedded in it. So the idea is you keep that aside, you use the candle and enjoy it, and then you make a little wildflower plot in your in that container. So it's a pretty neat idea. I'd never thought of it, and maybe it's the gateway to that Monarch Way Station or whatever you're going to do down the road. Okay, but you got to get them started. And so this could be a fun gift. So I put it in the medium green stage. So it's not the really super high green, but it's a good gift. And you have to remember that a good gift that's somewhat green is a whole lot better than a terrible gift that's really green. Okay, I just believe me, I've done that. So anyway, this is one zero waste lunch kit, number 7. It's kind of in the medium green too. One reason is because you're having to order it. In this case, if you go through Earth Hero, great stuff. It's going to last forever. It costs a fair amount, but you're ordering it, and so it's being shipped from who knows where. But it's great what it does, and it can last a long time. So it's a good green gift. Now you can get a little more creative, come up with your own, and some people would appreciate that. Some people would not appreciate that. So I would, but I'm pretty weird that way. So I love the idea of going retro and trying to find some things like that Snoopy. I love Snoopy, so I would love that. But some people wouldn't. So if you could find something vintage around town, I think that would be really cool. And you're accomplishing the same thing with a smaller footprint and making it maybe a little more personal. So depending upon their interests. So I think if you go that route, you're really getting green. In fact, you're getting the smiley earth face for that too. So that's a plus. That's a green plus. So I like that one quite a bit. Now, number 6, rare form backpacks. This is something I wouldn't have thought of either. These are made out of old billboards. So now how they get them to look so good, I'm not sure, but they're all unique. So none of them are going to look the same, and which that's pretty cool, and they're very durable. So they'll last a really long time. So they have backpacks, but they also have phone covers, all sorts of different applications. And they have a website there. So here again, it's one of those, it's a great gift. It's green, reuse is awesome, but it's being shipped, so it's not in the super cool green yet, but it's a good gift to consider for the right person. And I know that my intern uses these, and she really likes them. So she's like 20-ish. So think about that. She came up with this one too, Imperfect Produce subscription. Now here, another medium green, because I think of these as a lot of packaging, okay? Shipping and packaging, okay? That's the downside of it. But the upside is it's really cool to use stuff that's usually getting thrown out, which is, now compost is great. Natalie loves composting, but she'll tell you the same thing. Hey, it's better to eat it than compost it, okay? And you compost as the next step if you're not eating it. So in this case, it is crazy. If you grow something in your own garden and it doesn't look perfect, you're going to eat it, right? But it couldn't be in a grocery store. Oh no, they have to all look exactly the same. So this gets away from that, and there's got to be something else that's maybe like this, but not so shipping intensive. And I haven't found that yet, but maybe somebody has a solution for that. But I like the whole concept of having this food not go to waste because it's so silly. But I also, down below, if you want to pump it up a green step or two or three, if you can your own and give it away, that's an awesome gift. So if anybody's done any canning, it's great stuff, especially in the wintertime when you want some good green beans or whatever it may be, and there aren't any really good fresh green beans around. You get out your can and they're awesome. So I think it's a great gift, and that's something you might have to think about next year because you're going to have to think ahead on that one. So that's the thought that counts, and that takes a lot of thought for that one. Solar-powered Rover. This is more for younger folks, and the idea is we're all about STEM education, and so getting kids interested in this kind of stuff is really great. Here again, a medium plus. I like the fact that the kids are getting involved and putting it together, and that leads to other things that they might do as they get older. It's not using batteries. Single-use batteries are incredible. We recycle over 10,000 pounds of single-use batteries, the Met does, every year, and very few people recycle batteries. So it costs a lot of money to recycle them, actually. So I love that aspect of it. And there are other options, too. Just because this one's a solar rover by Green Science doesn't mean there are other options. In fact, my educator has some ideas over at the table for some other options that might be better for the person you're thinking about. But a great idea, something that's fun, and maybe you sit down with them, depends upon their age, and work on it together, because that's, quality time together is one of those fleeting things as you grow older. You'll get that as you grow older. To me, what's really means the most to me as I, become a little bit older, and my kids are grown, and I have grandkids, what is lasting for me are experiences. So this is kind of my section. And to me, what I remember about my parents, who are both deceased, is things we did together. I don't remember the gift they gave me so much. They gave me all sorts of stuff. I was spoiled. But I lived a great life. But it was the times we got together. And one of them would have been with my dad when we went up to the ranch and we had a good day out there. And then we were driving home and we watched the skyline of Tulsa. And you got to be really old to remember this because they had the weather thing on the building, National Bank or whatever it's called now, 320, South Boston. Yeah, and it would tell you what the weather is, so we'd look. But riding home with my dad and talking about the sunset and things like that was something I'll never forget. And it just means so much to me now as I'm older. And it's something that will stay with me. And he's been deceased for well over 20 years. So it's something that really, really meaningful. Whereas he got me a bike or whatever is cool, but it's not near as cool as that. So I have the same kind of memories with my mom. But I really recommend that you try to find something that fits with who you're giving the gift to as far as experiences. And I'll give an example. my son, who's 30, one of them, he likes music like I do. He likes blues like I do. He likes rock like I do, but especially the blues and stuff like that. So I've taken him to numerous concerts. And we just went and saw Tedeschi and Trucks, which was fantastic. And so I've opened his mind. He saw, Little Richard, a bunch of different stuff. And so he's really expanded his mind with that. But he's also really enjoyed it, and it's been something that we have together. So we finally figured out we're going to take a picture of ourselves at every concert. So on Facebook, we'll have this history. Well, we're about 15 concerts into this, so we kind of missed a few. But hopefully we'll have a bunch more. But that's one of my sons. My daughter, she's a badass firefighter who I'm really proud of, and she loves football, which, I mean, what's better? You have a daughter that loves football. So anyway, love that girl. So we went to the Cowboys-Packers game, just experience of a lifetime. Not that we could do that forever because it costs an unbelievable amount of money. But we went to that. Then we went to talk about a difference, TU Texas game. She had never been, she lived in Austin for years, and she'd never been to a Texas game there. And so we went there, and those are the things we'll never forget. So I have those with those two kids. I have others, well, obviously with my wife. But if you can do something like that, that's your thing, it'll really, really pay off in the long run. So that's what I would suggest. So experiences are great. And they don't have to cost $1 million to do. Going up. I live at my ranch now, so that's how much my dad impacted me. That's where I wanted to live, so that's where I live. So I'm living the dream. So it's pretty neat. Okay, number 3. We're up to 3. Oxley Nature Cleanup and Picnic. Okay, now this is hardcore green. I mean, this is group tree hug green. This is as good as it gets. In case you don't know, Oxley Nature Center had a really terrible tragedy with the last flood, with the old landfill getting loose and some of it ending up in Oxley Nature Center. So it's still needing help cleaning it up. So the idea I had was, okay, get a group together, have it in somebody's honor. They come along, they're the queen or king for the day, and you do a little cleanup together. You do a picnic afterwards, and it's all honoring this person, but you're doing something together. And I think it's crazy, and it has to be the right person, but I think at the end of it, people will go, wow, this was great. This was fun. So this was my idea, and it's not for everyone, but I really love the picture of that little girl hugging that tree, too. I thought that was so awesome. But anyway, so anyway, it's a great thing, and it would be great with family. It just has to be the right kind of family, right kind of people. So some would work, some wouldn't. But I love that one, and Oxley Nature Center would love the help. So, and also, if you want to publicize it and get other people to join, you just get it out there on Facebook or whatever, and other people will join you too. Because I know people, hardcore cleanup people that will help too. So if you need some help on that one, let me know. And I think, is that the one we have a certificate on? I have to wake up Allie. We have a certificate on one of these, right? They can print out a certificate or you don't have to print it out. Yeah, this one. You get on our site and you don't print it out the certificate because that wouldn't be green. So you show it to them on the phone. Here's your gift. Here's your gift. So, okay, you got to get the right person for this one, all right? Not my wife, but go ahead. This is cool. Now, number 2, Lime Scooter Downtown Tour. I thought this was a crazy idea, and then I called up somebody that's as crazy as I am, John Beasley, and I said, could we put this together? Because he's like an architect, and that's his passion, and he's selling real estate. And he says, oh, I've done one. I said, oh, really? Are you kidding? He said, yeah, I've done one of those. And he did it in the downtown area, so it's like a group. You can now rent scooters in a group. I've seen that on the app. So believe it or not, I ride those things sometimes. Crazy for me, but I do. And anyway, he did one on building revitalization and repurposing in downtown. And so he is highlighting those buildings and telling about them. And so people cruise around on the scooters together. And it's really super green. I mean, it's crunchy green. It's like really crunchy granola green. So you're using these scooters Hopefully you walk to get there. I don't know. Go crazy with it. But it is a really green deal, and we have some incredibly cool buildings here. The one you see the interior there, that's and over to the far side, that's the fill tower. So that was built with oil money. I mean, lots of oil money. Wade Phillips. And it's an incredible building. And they've redone the office of Wade Phillips. And it's a guy I know, actually, that did it, Brainerd Chemical, Matt Brainerd. He redid it, and he did everything exactly. They had pictures, and he did it exactly. They had an artist filling in the tiles on the floor to get everything exactly right. So it's exactly like Wade Phillips' office was in the 20s. So it's a pretty neat deal. Another great one is, of course, we've got our library, which is gold LEED, which is awesome, thanks to so many people, some in the room. And then Meridia Apartments, which is right over that direction. It is a silver LEED building. So they redid that building, and now they have it full capacity. It's rented up all the time. So people love it there, and it's a green building, and it was taken, from an old building and repurposed. So, as they say, the greenest building is the one already built. So there are other buildings like that around Tulsa, especially in downtown. So that would be a neat deal. You go through Tulsa architecture. If you don't get any luck there, I'll bend poor old John Beasley's ear and make him do it. And so I think that's a cool tour. So they have other tours also. You've probably heard of the tunnel tours. That's pretty neat. And of course, we have incredible Art Deco. My church, Boston Avenue, incredible. It's on all the big Art Deco, magazines and stuff. So that's a cool thing to do. My last one, and this one, it doesn't get quite the crunchy green, but it gets probably the thumbs up on a little more fun than maybe some would think Oxley Nature is. I might argue. But for me, this local brewery tour and tasting would be a lot of fun. Can be a group deal. Depends on your family. It may or may not work. But you have the tour, so you kind of learn about it, and then you have the tasting, and you can act all like you're some professional, and you know what you're doing. And I don't know if you know this, Patrick Starr. He's cool. Pinky out. Okay. I don't know. Maybe y'all didn't have kids at the right age to watch SpongeBob, but man, Patrick Starr was my man. So pinky out, get that sophistication going. And of course, a good idea there too is arrange for rides. So be a hero, buy somebody's Uber or whatever, or do it a group thing, or of course have a designated driver, whatever, but make it fun and safe, okay? So to me, that's a super green and a really fun one to do. And there's a number of breweries that will do that. Of course, Heirloom will do it, but there's some others too. So you just start contacting them or let me contact them and what'll happen. So that's kind of my top 10 with the help of friends. But really what I wanted to do is get some ideas from you guys, because you might have some ideas, obviously, that I haven't covered. And so we'll have some folks, we got microphones right here, and we'll cruise around and some people can give us some ideas. About, I don't know, a million years ago, when this Sustainable Tulsa was small, we went around the room and everybody gave one. And that was at Elote, matter of fact. And so we can't do that this year, but we can have some folks do it. So who's got some ideas they want to share with us? Somebody, come on. Okay, cool.
So somebody can tell me if it's not a great company, but I like to order things from Lush for the girls in my family to teach them to
Lush?
get away from, no, so it's no packaging, beauty products,
Okay.
shampoo bars, deodorants
Cool.
that don't have any chemicals in them.
Right.
Just to try to get the younger people to realize they don't have to continuously buy all these plastic products.
Right.
That there are items out there that come in paper packaging, but I
that's a
did
good
have to
idea.
order it,
Yeah.
and it's getting shipped and that sort of thing.
That's
so.
a good idea. That's good. Who else? Yeah, Brad.
So I bought my parents, who live in Seattle, this last year. Me and my brother chipped in for something, and they have these group tours where they'll go on tours of restaurants and basically go restaurant hop and something that locals would never necessarily buy for themselves, but like you buy as a gift, and it was great. And so my parents had a wonderful time, and we basically just dropped them off at a restaurant, and then for like 3 hours they just restaurant hopped and whatnot and had a wonderful time. It was put together by a tour company. And they do it in a lot of the bigger cities, not quite Tulsa size, but your Dallases, your San Francisco, your bigger cities have things like this. And so if you've got family in any of those bigger cities, that's a really good idea. And just from my own family's experience, they had a really nice time.
Yeah, I bet you could figure one out around Tulsa if you wanted to. And, business idea, it sounds like. That's great. Very good. Who else? Back.
For my corporate gifts this year, I gave a solar-powered lantern that also recharges a cell phone through the IRC, the International Rescue Committee, to
cool.
refugees. And it's a phenomenal gift because there's no shipping involved or anything. And they have several other education-focused ones, but the solar light was awesome.
Well,
So-
that's a good combo because you're doing a cool environmental thing, but it's also helping a group
Right.
out.
It's
Right.
meeting one of the SDGs that isn't, necessarily related to Tulsa, but certainly
Right,
along
good
the lines.
sustainability. You've
Yep.
got at least people and planet on that. That's great.
Right.
So I have a few ideas. I love the canning thing that you talked about earlier. That's what I'm doing this year. Everybody in my family is either going to get a plant, which I brought some plants today. Everybody's more than welcome to grab one. They're back here. Yeah, there's only 36. So if you don't get one and you really want a plant, let me know, and I'm off work tomorrow. I will bring it by your office.
There we go.
But yes, the canning idea is great. I did a vegetable garden this year. A lot of the stuff I canned, and I'm going to be giving away as gifts. But another thing, which is one of my hobbies, is I like to make things out of stuff normal people would throw away. I brought some examples with me today. These are beer labels. They came off the 6-pack bottles. I cut them down. I went to Lowe's. I bought the little tiles. I Mod Podged them on there, but polyacrylic, but some cork on the back. They make really nice gifts. I found out, unfortunately, I cannot sell these. There are trademarking issues. I can give them away. I can get around it that way. I can give them as gifts, but I cannot sell them. So there's a little thing there. And then I also brought these keychains that I made. They're made out of cork, wine corks. Just some of them I used old necklaces, different jewelry that I don't wear anymore, took it apart, made little keychains.
That's
So
great.
there's some tips there. You don't always have to go out and buy something. You can easily make something out of something you've
Homemade,
already...
yeah, I agree totally. Homemade, there's a lot of thought and effort that goes into that. And that's another thing my wife does great. She's, again, the quilts, and now we've got bees, and eventually those darn bees are going to become productive. And right now, they take. They're not giving much, but next year they're going to give. And she's already making lip balm out of beeswax, not our own beeswax, unfortunately. And then so lip balm and candles and different things out of beeswax and other materials. So those are a really cool gift too. Yeah. Who else? Okay.
Yes, I was telling the lady from the Met that I bought it's called a lunch pot from a company called Black and Bloom, BLUM. You can find it on the internet. I bought them secondhand, but I bought mine at Philbrook, and it has a little, like a soup pot at the bottom, and then a larger pot for taking your lunch, and then a nylon handle with a little spork on it.
Right.
And when I go out to eat, I'll use that instead of getting styrofoam.
So you're supporting Philbrook while giving away something great.
Yeah, I don't know if they still carry that lunch pot. I think they have like the little lunch thing with the little side deal of Black and Bloom, but you can order them secondhand on eBay for less than brand new.
There you go. Secondhand. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. Who's got another one?
Hello. Mine is more of maybe a stocking stuffer, but last year I received a Keep It Local card as a gift. And you guys have Keep It Local card in Tulsa? Okay. Yeah, it's a good gift, and it supports the local community. It's $10. So I used it all the time. It was an awesome gift.
Yeah, I think the Tulsa Arts District has something like that. At least I know they were putting it together, so I'm sure they have by now. And so I think they have something like certain number of places in the Tulsa Arts District participates, and that's a great gift where it's a variety and they can kind of pick and choose. It's a good idea. Anybody else? Just got somebody up front.
I'm coming, Morgan.
Cool. Well, we've been doing this for 20 years, so we all have had all of the obvious ones, like a big reusable cup, and I've got that for a present, and it's got my name on it and everything, which that's, I've used it 1,000 times. I have it in my truck right now. So things like that are still great gifts. It's just one we've already put on our list before. Yeah, go ahead.
So this year, the girls in my family have decided to get together like a day or two before Christmas and do a clothing swap. So we all bring things that we haven't used in a while. Everyone gets something new, kind of freshens up things, and you get less stuff in your closet. So.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very green. The only concern I have with that one is, am I going to get any real brownie points as a gift, So can I knock that off my list? I gave a gift to that person. If I can do that, I would rate that very, very high. That's very good. Very good. Yeah. I'm all about the credit, Anybody else? Got one there?
I kind of have two. So one is going to like a local farmer's market and picking out a bunch of ingredients like as a date or just with someone or as their family, and just pick a bunch of ingredients and then you spend the day cooking a meal that you've planned or something. So that way you're pouring into local farmers and then you get to try cooking if you've never done that, or try new ingredients and spend the day just discovering what you like with someone else. And then the second idea is kind of for like bigger events. So like if you just have a baby that's born or a relationship that started, you could buy and plant a tree or some kind of plant that day, and as whatever that relationship grows, you see the plant grow too. So it's just kind of like as a life is growing thing. So
that's good. I have a tree that actually my dad got for me, that planted it at a house that I haven't lived in for 40 years. And but I drive by it occasionally to see that tree because it's an incredible tree now. It's a red oak tree. And so, wow, that was a great gift. Even though I don't live there, I still drive by it just to see it and remember the gift. So that was a darn good gift. So are we about done?
I have two.
Okay.
I can throw. So I do. Last Christmas, I actually made lip balm in reusable containers, body scrubs, some lotions. I used all natural products and organic products, and I did have to order some of that stuff in that I couldn't get locally, but like used local honey for some of the products too, like a body soap. Soap is super easy to make, guys. If you didn't know that, bath soap is really easy to make. All of this stuff is super easy. Scrub is like 3 ingredients and you're done. So really easy. I have friends that actually last night were like, can I go ahead and put in an order for that body scrub, because that was amazing. And so it is something that they use a lot, and it's not just like a one-time thing. And then something I did a couple years ago, and it depends on how you print it, but with my family, I gathered all of the family recipes from like grandmothers and great-grandmothers and even grandfathers, and kind of put a recipe book together and made it available online. And then if they wanted to print it, get it printed as well too. So that was something that was more of a keepsake that they would, then pass down as well. So.
Oh yeah, that's a big winner there. I could never pull that off, but that's a great idea. I think one thing my wife is doing now too, just putting it up another notch, is she's making, other than this all this candle stuff, she's making some wine now. We had all these pears, and we didn't know what the heck to do with them. So now it's in the 6-month waiting period, the wine is, and I'm not sure what it's going to be, but luckily I don't drink, so I'm not going to worry about it. But if it's actually drinkable, it would make a great gift. And I would think, I don't know, Rick, have you ever given away beer that you've made? Yeah. There you go. So he makes actually really good beer, And so giving away that, something that you made, and maybe sharing it, maybe they'll share it too, so that's a pretty cool gift. But to close, what I'd say is, what I charge you with is to try to take a moment and with all this stress crap that happens around Christmas, and try to think of something that's maybe a little greener than what you've done in the past. You don't have to knock it out of the park, but something for the right person, and give it a little thought. Maybe have something where you do something together, and try to make this Christmas time something special that folks will remember. That's what I have. All right, thanks.
Thank you. So before we leave, we're going to do two more things. We're going to introduce our booth vendors over here. Of course, these are our sponsors for First Thursday. So thank you guys so much. We're going to pass the mic to them. And then before we go, I just want to throw this out here. If you have not put a card in our giveaway basket, Jill and Sarah are over there. They can quickly grab your card. We have 5 giveaways today. So please make sure you put your card, or there's some paper over there that you can write your information on. So we're going to start over here with Miss Carla Grog.
All right, so supporting small business, here we are, Grog's Green Barn. We're in our 8th year this year, and I have trees that you can plant if you have your family member that you want to plant for. We have a restaurant on site if you want to do farm table dinners. And I've got local honey at the store. Keep your immune system up for the winter months, and also a great gift, the local honey, especially for people that are coming in from out of town. That's a fun little niche gift. And of course, plants. Keep that air clean indoors for your office space or your home. Nathan, you want to say anything? We're not going to mention that. Yeah.
We're the Met, which you guys know. We have some of our regular information, our 2020 recycling directory. And then if you want to come get your hands on and look at some of the green gifts that Graham talked about, we've got them up here.
Hi, my name is Nina Bolden. This is Mary Foley. We work for PSO, and we are here to represent PSO's energy efficiency rebate program. So we also have some LED light bulbs, so we're trying to go green. And if you have any questions, we can kind of help you whenever you're putting in energy efficient equipment. We can try and help you get some money back so you can buy more presents for your employees.
And Natalie had to run away, but you guys all met Natalie earlier with Full Sun Compost. And if you want to know more about composting, she's got information on her table over there. So do we have all the cards? Oh, we have a lot of cards. Okay, we're going to do 5 drawings. So the first drawing is we have a giveaway from the Met. It is a Met satchel. Jill is modeling our... Oh, she's holding up the bag over there. It also has another little bag inside that has gloves, scarf, and I believe a hat. Is that correct? Yes. So super cool stuff. And the winner is Jeff Erb. Oh, Mary Erb. Hey, there you go. Perfect. Jill will hand your gift over there. There were a lot of stuff, so it was kind of crazy to carry. And then, do we want to do those now? Okay, we have got, we're going to do the Muskogee Creek Nation. Thank you, Christy. If you guys haven't met Christy Lawson, she was the one that had lots of little things over there, the coasters. We kind of want to adopt her. She helps us quite a bit with a lot of our stuff. She volunteers for us. She helped us with our silent auction for Recharge. So anytime I get a chance to give her a shout out, thank you. And again, she's got plants over there, so if you would like a spider plant, they're awesome. I have one in my house from her. So the first thing is a recycling environmental services from Muskogee Creek Nation, cork coaster, and a bag, and this crate, and one of those really cool jar opener things. And another bag, lots of bags, reusable bags, woohoo! And the winner is Carly Bautista. Yay! Those crates can be used for many things, so super excited. All right, and then the same kind of thing. Andy Lang. Andy, you're here. Yay! Perfect. Okay. And then the last two items we have are, we have a sustainable Tulsa reusable wine tumbler. Inside, Corey is modeling our bags for us, showcasing our bags. We have our reusable sustainable Tulsa bags and our sustainable Tulsa bamboo notebooks. So with pin. All right, and Nina Bolden, you're here? Yes? Stand up wave. Ah, yay! Okay, perfect. I love it when you guys are actually here. And then our final winner today is Dawn Pugh. Where are you, Dawn? Yay! Thank you guys so much. I'm going to turn things back over to Corey.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Let's thank One Oak again for their generous gift of a lovely lunch. Woo, thank you so much. So I hope Graham was able, and each of you were able to share some good ideas for this season. And I know that, do you have pass lists on your website? Did you mention that? Okay. Okay. I just know you've been doing this for so long and have some great ideas. So anyway, let's give Graham another round of applause for his presentation today. And again, our sponsors, PSO, Adamante Energy, American Waste Control, Cavanta, Grog's Green Barn, the Met, One Oak, Save Our Streams, Spirit Air Systems, TCC Center for Creativity, and PSO Wind Choice. Thank you all so much. And we look forward to seeing you January 2nd, right here. All right, have a great holiday and a new year.
Grab some food on your way out if you're hungry.